Good afternoon. Welcome back to everybody here and also to those of you who are watching online with your cats, I hope. I am Eleanor. Those of you in the last session may know me, but those of you who weren't, I am the manager of Film Midlands. For descriptive purposes, I am a short white woman with bleached / brown hair, red lipstick and a white jumper. We are going to start this afternoon in a really lovely way with a show and share, and I'm delighted to welcome Ian Brown from INDY Cinema in a conversation with Matthew Buchanan from the Montrose Playhouse.
Perfect. A little bit nervous. This is not the thing I enjoy doing. But so yes, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Ian Brown from INDY Cinema Group. For descriptive purposes, I am a now middle-aged white man, dark hair, blue shirt and brown jacket. I wanted to talk to you today about something that we did through COVID, but I wanted to tell that story through a client, through Matt here. So INDY's been going for 12 years. We are a cinema booking and cinema support company throughout the UK, the US, Australia, New Zealand. When the pandemic kicked in, it was actually the first time we managed to actually take a step back and see what our customers needed, what it is that what would help them in what we thought was going to be a 3-month shutdown. So what actually happened was we spoke to all of our customers and we found one of their biggest concerns was having the tools to help their cinemas thrive. So we built a point of sale system and a cinema management system. We spent 2 years working with our cinemas, working with the owners, with the managers to collaboratively build a system that fulfills the needs that can help a cinema thrive in the current climate. But without further ado, rather than me talking, it's better to introduce Matt here from Montrose Playhouse, who was the first cinema that we ever launched with in the UK. Matt, tell us a bit about how your cinema came around.
So about 9.5 years ago, a bunch of really motivated people in Montrose got together and decided to buy a disused swimming pool for £1 and turn it into a state-of-the-art 3-screen cinema with a community hub and a bar cafe sort of style thing. And right from the start, INDY were involved and they supported us in trying to get money raised by doing the touring shows and stuff like that. And I think we projected onto the building, loads of really interesting things. So INDY's been with us from the start. And through their support, they've taken me from being a bit rubbish to running a pretty successful cinema with all their help with programming. And I felt incredibly vindicated that industry professionals told us we'd be lucky to do 62,000 admissions in the first year and we did 100,000. And that was half the year in COVID restrictions as well. So I think that's testament to the programming side of the INDY business. But yeah, it's been
perfect. Tell us a little bit about how you've used technology to help your cinema thrive.
So with the INDY system, all your reports are customizable, for example. So you can basically build the reports you need to deliver the results that you want and to find the data that you need as well. So the other part, and it's really interesting following on from the session before lunch, is we've also got a really impressive membership sort of side. So it was very vindicating to hear we average about 2.4 visits for our membership, priced about £19 a month, going down for students and whatnot. But yeah, so that's been incredible. We also run a free membership, which allows us to collect information and personalize things for customers and allows us to target our marketing to make sure that people aren't getting spammed, basically, and they're getting the stuff they're interested in and that they need.
Sure.
And as well, we're just about to move on to the app in the next little while, and that will allow customers to actually do their own swaps, because we did learn quite early on that people aren't very good at reading calendars and tend to book films for the wrong days. I was staggered, absolutely staggered at the levels. And I think as well, actually, probably one of the most important tools in the POS is the AI learning. So basically get a dashboard and it tells you when people are going to come, when they're going to be at concessions, when they're going to be going up to the foyer, and it allows you to staff in a really lean, tight way, which in the climate as it is really important. It's probably my biggest cost after film distributors, but we don't mention that. And then that's that, yeah, so.
Perfect. One of the things that we've prided ourselves on from the start is actually taking input and letting our customers shape the direction of the system and the development. How have you found that throughout the process?
I think it was brilliant that we were able to do that. And, you know, being the first cinema, the guinea pig, we worked with Ian, we worked with Keith, and they took on board what we were asking for, and they built the system around the reality of our cinema rather than, you know, a one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah.
And I think that was absolutely key in us delivering this year and hitting the ground running when, as we all know, trading is tough. So I do really appreciate that. And also, when they first came, we said, we need more for our cafe. We need more stuff. And they went, okay, let's build more stuff. And then they went off and Keith went into the matrix and created it. And next day you've got it. So it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, one of the things that we've done with that is we've got a policy within INDY that we'll build any custom functionality for cinemas as long as that functionality can be used at other cinemas in the country and around the world. So you help move our restaurant functionality in.
And the QR codes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the people can order at their seats and whatnot. We're just about to start that as well. So there's loads of functionality. And again, going back to the marketing and being targeted. So I've literally just got my email this week telling me what films are on that I'd be interested in based on what I've viewed previously. But it's also got, it's fully customizable from our end. So we have that interaction with your guys. Mm-hmm. So it's the top news item on that weekly email is about the Christmas tree we're doing, where you can buy a Christmas dinner for somebody who can't afford one, which again allows us to maximize our impact in the community as well, and make sure that we're delivering on our community aspects as well as our commercial goals as well. So I was very heartened to see that when I came.
Perfect. I think we've just got 1 minute left. Is there anything you would say that technology has helped really bring efficiency or cost savings beyond what we've just discussed?
Yeah, so obviously the reporting. The only other thing that I would probably sort of bring up is that it's a partnership, not a relationship that we have. So because it's a percentage model, INDY's success is completely tied to my success and mine, and vice versa. So when I speak to you and when I speak to Becky, when I speak to Camilla, who's just there, then you know that they're on your side and they want you to succeed because, you know, bluntly, the more money we make, the more money they make. And so the world goes on. But I really value that. And the one thing sorry to embarrass you, is I just remember about 3 months after we'd opened and I was so stressed and running about, and Ian phoned me and I went, "What's wrong?" And he went, "No, I'm just phoning to see if you're okay. How are you doing? It's tough opening a cinema." And that to me is the difference, is that relationship. So
perfect.
Thank you.
No, look, thank you for doing this today. Much appreciated. And thank you everyone for listening.
Cheers. Thank you.